Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. It's another night session, as you can see from the night session that you're watching. Yeah, we actually do have a lot of stuff to do today. I'll see you at the chair. Oh god, it feels good to be in this chair. Taught a lot of lessons today. Oh, and man, speaking of that, in the last one, we power learned that Saraband for 997. I got a couple more pieces that I need to learn now. I'm not gonna power learn them today. I'm gonna avoid doing that because I was actually kind of grueling. I also, for another student, I need to learn BWV 1009, the cello suite. I believe the Prelude. So I'll be learning that as well. I think I'm gonna save that for the morning session. I'm not gonna worry so much about memory for those. That's more for like the pieces that I'm working on, like the Morel Sonatina. That's what we do in the night session. I don't know how I'm gonna fit the Latin pieces in there. Is it okay if I just substitute the Latin pieces for two more big Bach suites and sonatas? I think so. So, we have a lot of music to learn. Oh, I have one more piece I need to learn too. This kind of counts as a Latin piece. I also need to learn Oracion por Dodos, some Barrios. This is the first time I've learned Barrios on the show. Prayer for Everyone is the English subtext. So that's going to be squeezed in at some point. So a lot of new music that I will be learning for my students, which is exciting. I don't think today is going to be a chair section. I'm pretty sure today, let me see, what's on the docket for today? Oh, okay, cool. So for today, we're going to be watching a John Williams video. That's wonderful. I haven't seen Johnny W in a while. All right, so, well, what that means is I'm not going to waste too much time in this chair. Let's go ahead and get to that piano bench and knock this thing out. I'll see you there. Bida-bida-ba-ba-ba. Bida-bida-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, you know, I got some ambitious students. What can I say? I like that. I'm going to start things off briefly with some scales. We're just going to get right into it. All right, well, I'll see you on the other side. I'm cutting it off a little early. My butt hurts. I've been sitting down all day. And, you know, I think I have one good take left in me. So, let me bring you closer. You know, I worked on a lot of stuff. A lot of new stuff. New Saraband stuff. And I also worked a lot on the Morel. Mainly movements 1 and 3. I think in the next night session I'm going to focus on the second movement for, like, the sight reading stuff. Because I kind of looked at the Barrios for sight reading today. So, you know, I'm going to play Morel movement 1. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to try to make it a experience for you. And that was the Morel Sonatina. First movement, I skipped all the repeats, and I even skipped an entire passage that I didn't feel like playing, so it was a bit shorter than usual. Alright, well, that covers the practice for today, so we can pretty much wrap this part up. We got some John Williams to get into. Let's go to the computer. I do feel okay about it. I don't know, the Morel Sonatina just didn't come out how I wanted it to. It's just really hard. Okay, let's see, what on earth is John Williams doing? Playing some Baros. Let's listen to somebody good play guitar, guys. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I know that it's like messed up because there's a lot of people who would love to be as good as I am. But that's actually a good lesson for you. It doesn't matter how good you are. You're always going to feel bad. At least for me personally, I feel like thinking that you're good at guitar is more of like a personality trait than like an actual reality of being good at guitar, if that makes any sense. If you think you're good, you probably always thought you were good. And if you think you're bad, I mean, you might be bad, but am I making sense right now?
Agustin Barrios and Mangoré, to give him his full name, is a great Paraguayan guitarist composer.
He's telling us that like we've never heard of Barrios before. He's this great Paraguayan composer.
It's everything. He wrote in Baroque style, he wrote in 19th century Romantic style.
Dang, that waltz is good. God, this sounds good. God, listen to that freaking dominant tonic resolution. God.
He had a real feeling for form. His pieces used to balance. You never felt they were too long or too short.
That is an issue that some people have. Yeah, that's true. You never really feel like Barrios is too long, do you? I think back to the days when I had to attend a weekly masterclass in college. If somebody was playing Barrios, that was always like a pretty painless one. It was when you had several like Bach suites in a row. It was just like, oh god. Like,
methodically, they sort of used to join up. They weren't just one little clever idea. So his harmony is almost like a jazz musician. I used to think, I still do, that a lot of his phrases are like Django Reinhardt. One tune sort of takes you, without you knowing it, into another part of the tune. Example would be here. You've got to there, but he uses this to continue. Listen.
that is very nice.
Mother was
Airplane.
broadly speaking Australian, but she was half Chinese.
Dude, you wish she was Australian. That's a lie. John Williams just so badly wants to be Australian.
She was half Chinese.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I was a Londoner. Of course, London in that.
Was that the, what skyline is that? Look at that beautiful skyline. Do you guys see that? Is that in Australia or London? It looks like London, but I have a feeling that it's Australia. The smog looks like London. I mean, I'm throwing a lot of hate towards London. I understand if you guys want to leave some mean comments now.
In 1951, 52, when we all came back to London to hear the great Django Reinhardt, who then was still alive. He didn't die until 1953.
And there he is, Django Reinhardt. Everybody.
And Segovia, an idea of me studying with Segovia was what was in my father's mind.
God, look at those big mitts.
Because the whole thing about guitar playing at that period was to be like Segovia and to follow in his image.
Yeah, dude, that's what we're trying to do here. You'd think so based on my last extravaganza. I worship Segovia.
Maestro, After
Oh my god, who is that?
over 50 years of concert giving,
That's young John Williams right there. He looks better with age, honestly. The older John Williams gets, the cooler he looks, because right now he's looking... It's the glasses and jet black hair all combed to the side.
what are your feelings about the guitar and yourself?
The guitar,
What are your feelings about the guitar? I like it. I think it's pretty cool. And myself? Oh, I think I'm great.
that now is at its beginning.
Well, Segovia was the god, if you like. I mean, the fact that he created a repertoire, he created the guitar as a concert instrument. I mean, he tried and he was proud of me.
He looks a little cooler now with the age. The white hair suits him.
You know, I don't take any of that away or regret any of it.
Many young people at the head of whom you are, my dear. And I think the future of the guitar is already settled.
You know, honesty compels me to re-examine what kind of person he was, both in terms of the teaching, obviously, which is a very important, the most important in a way.
Whoa.
But in terms of...
All right. So this is what Anton the Vampire warned me about. He's going to say some like crazy stuff about Segovia, apparently.
personality, because I think there is a clue there in the personality to a lot of other things that are musical. When Segovia was in London,
Dude, Scandal. Oh my god.
I'd go to the Piccadilly Hotel and play for him. And I remember I played a couple of pieces, and he said, "Oh, you must come to Siena in Italy, where I teach at a summer school."
You know what? We gotta stop it there. Alright, so John Williams is getting invited to Segovia's summer school. Things are getting pretty interesting, though, I gotta say. I'm excited for the next one, but the next one has to be a Barwaco, so, you know, we'll get there when we get there. You're not allowed to watch this on your own. You gotta watch this through my camera. That's the requirement, if you're here right now. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Hey, alright, well, here we are. Another outro. Well, you know, thanks for joining me. And if you made it this far, you should subscribe and leave a like. That's always cool. Hey, want a guitar teacher? You can hire me to do that. Oh, well, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll answer them in the chair at some point. Alright, anything else? I don't think so. Well, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm gonna see you tomorrow.